So you're thinking of moving to Houston, Texas, and you want to know the pros and cons of what it's like living here? Well, you come to the right video. Mason Ingram, Houston, Texas Realtor on that patent team. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button down below, and let's get into today's video. Okay, so starting off with the cons of living in Houston. If you ask anyone what their number one pet peeve of living in Houston is, I guarantee you most people will say the traffic. While we do have 3 big highways and 3 major loops that surround Houston, being 99, Beltway 8, and the 610 loop, it still really doesn't fully solve our traffic problem. After you've been in Houston for a while, you'll soon realize that 30-minute to hour-long commutes are common, especially if you plan on traveling from that outside of Houston into downtown. This is why many people choose to live close to where they work, because everyday Houston traffic is enough to make you go crazy. Coming in at number 2 is definitely the weather. Even if you lived in Houston your whole life like I have, nothing really ever truly prepares you for how hot the summers can get here. Not to mention the fact we can see all 4 seasons in one day and go from 90 to 60 degrees in just a few hours. It's safe to say the Houston weather definitely has a mind of its own. But with this, it also means that the winters aren't typically very cold here, so if that's something you're looking to escape, then Houston is the perfect spot for you. And finally, number 3, which isn't actually the worst on the list, is taxes. Now, even though we don't have estate taxes like 42 other states do, we do have higher sales tax being 8.25% and our property tax ranging anywhere between 2 and 4% typically. But even with that, a starter home in California compared to a starter home here in Houston speaks for itself. Now for the pros of living in Houston. And you can't talk about all the great things here and just not mention the food. Being the most diverse city in America means that you're gonna have many different foods from cultures literally all around the world. There's Korean barbecue, sushi, Tex-Mex, tacos, kolaches, barbecue, Italian, seafood. I mean, the list can really just go on and on. And I can't talk about the great food here and just miss out on Whataburger or Buc-ee's. So, if you consider yourself a foodie or just like trying different cultures' foods from all around the world, Houston is the spot for you to be. Number 2 about what's great about Houston would definitely have to be the job opportunities. Especially in downtown Houston, which is home to the world's largest medical complex and major oil companies from all around the world. Houston is also referred to as the energy capital of the world, which is actually located outside of the 610 loop just off of I-10 and Highway 6. As of today, Houston is on track to add 75,000 jobs to the market by the year. So, with all that being said, it's safe to say finding a job opportunity here in the 4th largest city in America isn't hard to come by. And last, but definitely not least, is the cost of living in Houston. Compared to a lot of other places, Houston is one of the most affordable places you can live, and you can get a lot more for your dollar. In other cities like San Francisco, LA, and New York, a $1 million home will look like this, compared to a $1 million home in Houston, which will look like this. So, you combine the great cost of living with the amount of jobs Houston has to offer to you, and it's really no surprise as to why people love it so much here in Houston. As always, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and I'll catch you in the next one.